Unhappy with a recent Ohio Supreme Court ruling, some state leaders want to get voters involved.
That proposed constitutional amendment would change how judges determine bail and what factors they're permitted to consider under state law.
News 5's Jordan Vandenberg is here to explain what is now at stake. Jordan?
Well, officials say the proposed constitutional amendment was prompted by an Ohio Supreme Court ruling back in January, which held that local judges cannot use public safety in determining what level to set a defendant's bond at.
Balanced are the scales of justice, upon which support and opposition are weighed. And some believe a recent decision by the Ohio Supreme Court has tipped those scales.
The bottom line is that the decision by the court is a direct threat to public safety, and we're here today to fix that.
In January, the Ohio Supreme Court narrowly upheld a lower court's ruling that found that judges cannot use public safety as a factor when calculating a defendant's bail. Attorney General Dave Yost and state lawmakers from both chambers want voters to weigh in.
The resolution leading to the constitutional amendment is simple. It just says that judges, when setting bail, can consider public safety.
We're going over the heads of the Supreme Court directly to the people who set up the Constitution and saying, please change the Constitution and tell the Supreme Court that this is not the way you want your state run.
In Ohio, local judges can weigh several factors in setting bail, including criminal history, severity of the crime, and the potential for the defendant to be a flight risk. The constitutional amendment, if approved by voters, would allow judges to also consider whether the defendant poses a risk to public safety. Opponents argue this tips the scales and runs contrary to the presumption of innocence.
We believe that the interest of the community, the safety of the community, is just as important as the defendant's right to a fair trial and his presumption of innocence. We do not serve one at the expense of the other.
In Ohio, constitutional amendments require passage by a 3/5 or 60% majority. Then the proposed amendment would go to the voters, likely this November. In the news from Jordan Vandenberg, News 5.